Hi, my name is Jen Giroux, and I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty, and this is episode number 33 of Stow Place Like Home, where I talk with individuals, groups, and small businesses in and around our community. And today I'm talking with Lisa Anderson, a for fun photographer, and let's hear what she has to say. Really, what I'd love to know, Lisa, is you mentioned earlier that photography is sort of your creative outlet.
I found that I didn't love doing the posed pictures.
Yeah,
I really
right.
liked capturing people in the moment, just natural expressions, not feeling like they had to put on a fake smile.
Right.
But also capturing the real stuff, like my nephew having a tantrum because, he's 19, he's 19 years old now. I mean, you want to be able to capture those kinds of things because it's reality.
I love that. Love that. It's so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. So, my ideal style when I'm doing a session is I go into a family's home and I am really just a fly on the wall. I look at, they're doing their normal stuff. They're going about their business. For little kids, that means playing. That means arguing with their siblings. That might mean, doing an activity with their mom or dad. A messy room even. And so it's really, the things that I think about is like, what are the moments that I remember from my childhood that I don't have a picture of?
Yes.
My mom sitting there putting on her makeup, or, every weekend we went to my grandparents' house on a horse farm. I don't have those pictures, and those are the things that I think back and say, remember when?
Yes.
And that's what I want kids to be able to look back at when they see those pictures and say, you remember when we did that? And there was another instance with my son. We had a digital frame in our dining room that the kids could just see this rotation of pictures on.
Yeah.
And my son, he was young. He was probably like maybe 5 or 6. And he said, oh, Mom, remember when we did that? And he was like, oh, no, you weren't there. I'm like, I took the picture. And then it hit me. I'm like, moms need to be in the pictures because they so often are not. They're usually the ones taking the pictures. And so it hit me that I need to be that advocate for the mom to say, you need to get in these pictures. Yes. There's been so many times where I've had moms say, no, just take pictures of the kids. Yeah. I'm like, no, because 20 years from now, they're going to look back and say, I want to see my mom. I want to see how she looked then. They're not going to think, oh, she's too heavy, or look how tired she looks. They're going to look back and say, that's my mom.
I've gotten over that because same thing. Most pictures are of my husband and kids. I'm not in the picture. And now I just say, will you take my picture? And they all roll their eyes and think it's annoying. But I want to be part of the history too. So I think it's awesome that you're doing this. And
it's kind of like Instagram versus reality. That is a true thing. People put their life out there. Of what their reality is, and it's so not true, and it makes other people, other moms especially, feel like, oh, that's not my life. I need to fake it and make it look like my life, and that is such a lot of pressure, especially on young new moms, right? Which is why I really like, and like I have moms who will say, oh, I'm so sorry they're behaving this way. I'm like, you serious? Like, this is fine. And then they were like, am I going to get, are you getting anything out of these pictures? Because they're being brats. They're not behaving. I'm like, you will be surprised at what I will get. And
I'm so glad that we're talking about this. I did not at the beginning expect it to go here, but I love it because I think this is a start to say it's okay to not be perfect, because no one is.
No, they're not. And if they are, then they're faking it. Honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So what do you want to look? So you're looking to do more photography outside
Yeah,
of
so I do it part-time. I work in human resources as my full-time job, but I love doing sessions, as an opportunity to meet a lot of the families through the
Right.
Steps of Stow project that I
Steps of
did
stuff.
during
Yeah.
quarantine. Yep. And that was amazing. And so I would love to have a larger opportunity to meet some of those families and help them document their lives.
Yes.
I think because our lives have been ultimately shifted a lot. And what was normal for us is no longer normal. And
Mhm.
so um, I think that that was part of the Steps of Stow, is like, this is a moment in our lives that will no one will probably ever experience again in their lifetime.
Exactly.
Hopefully, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Uh,
Right. Right. Right.
but I want, I would love to be able to work with more families that would allow them to be able to see the beauty through the chaos. And,
Yeah.
like my catchphrase on my website is "Home is where your story begins," and that's so true, because and not every story is beautiful and perfect and has a happy ending, or it has bumps and bruises, but it's your story, and this is a way of telling it.